Hey y'all, it's Kalia. I am back with yet another video. This video is, as you can see by the title, the beginning to a very beautiful, as I'm calling it, wellness retreat challenge. I am currently participating in the 75 Soft Wellness Challenge, or so it's called. For those of you who have never heard of 75 Hard or 75 Soft, you're like, okay, what does that mean? So basically, it's this kind of routine. I don't want to call it a challenge just because I don't like the connotation, but it's just this routine for 75 days long where you follow a set of rules, and it's just basically just tackling in different areas of wellness and just self-care and just health and prioritizing your health. And I started it on Monday, so that was December 1st, and I will not be done with it until I think February 15th, something like that, 14th, 15th, so right around Valentine's Day, I will be finished. This video is going to be very fun, especially for editing Kalia, because I was vlogging this entire week. So as I'm explaining to y'all kind of the process and what's been going on, I will be inserting clips from the week to kind of illustrate the points I'm making. First, I want to kind of lay out the rules so you can kind of get an understanding of what this is. All right, so my rules are as follows. First, I drink 2 liters of water every day. Second, I eat healthy. Third, I read my Bible every day, annotate it, pray, all that good stuff. Fourth, I read 10 pages of a book of my choice every day. Fifth, I exercise for at least 30 minutes for 6 days out of the 7 days of the week. And one day, the 7th day, is active recovery, whatever that looks like for me that week. The final rule is I must journal every Saturday to kind of track what's going on in my mind and see what's going on with each stage of this process. I decided to start 75 Soft just as a way to kind of develop and grow in a holistic manner. I was talking to my sister, and we're both pretty big on just holistic wellness and health and just kind of self-awareness. And I was like, you know what? I had a moment, had an epiphany, just like figure out what's going on with me physically, mentally, all of the above. It's interesting because I struggle with consistency, but I'm also a very goal regimen oriented person. So I was like, I gotta figure out a way to get my priorities in order in a way that is going to be long term, a way that's going to be sustainable for me. And so I knew about 75 hard already. 75 hard is just a much more extreme version of what I'm doing. And if you mess up for a day, you literally have to just like start completely over. And I was like, see, I don't want anything that strict. You know what I mean? So then I looked into 75 soft, where it's just a little bit more leeway, a little more leniency. And another rule I forgot actually is no drinking, but I hate alcohol, so that's not very hard for me at all. 75 soft is very much just like you're prioritizing consistency over perfection. And so I was like, yes, that just makes so much sense to me. So I'm very excited for this. I'm about a week in. This is day 6 of the first week. And it's been very fulfilling, and I just feel good about the progress, and I feel good about the journey. And I'm just excited to tell y'all everything about the first week. Start us off, I'll get into the whole 2 liters of water situation. Why am I drinking that much? Is it easy? What's going on? So I know that the recommended daily water intake is half of your body weight in ounces. So with that knowledge, I was like, oh, that sounds pretty easy enough. So I got myself a cute little emotional support water bottle. This thing has gone with me everywhere this week. And when I fill this up twice a day, I hit my water intake, and it's very nice. Like, it has a lock on it so it doesn't spill in my gym bag. And it's just cute. It's pink. I have no notes. It's very easy so far to drink the water if it's constantly like in my face. But the downside is how much I'm going to the bathroom.
Y'all, ignore that I'm sitting in the dark, but the lights hurt my head. Anyway, I've peed so much today. And hello, focus. I know I hate going to the bathroom this much. Like, it's so annoying. But I'm almost done with my water intake for the day, so, and it's only 7:45. We're gonna close that ring.
I am drinking this water though because when like a couple weeks ago or so, I just noticed I was very dehydrated. Not in like a go to the emergency room type of way, but I was just like, I could notice like just slight swelling and inflammation in my like feet when I would wake up or like go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I could just, when I would wake up in the morning, my face would be like super swollen. Was like, I wonder if that's like a symptom of dehydration. And turns out it is. My body was just holding on to so much water because it was like I wasn't replenishing fluids in my body. So that fixed that. Drinking water already fixed that. I wake up looking a lot more model-esque, and I haven't had any swelling in the areas of my body. I just never think to drink water. I will like go throughout my day so busy focused on my to-do list that I forget to drink it. Like I don't hate water at all, but it's just like if I'm not thirsty, I won't drink it. You know what I mean? Okay, moving right along our list, we're talking about eating healthy. Now, if you were to look at me, you would think like, "Oh my gosh, she diets so much," and that's not the case. I've just been blessed with a very fast metabolism, so the things that I eat usually don't translate to my body. But I haven't been eating healthy at all. I've been eating actually terrible. So it's like I look healthy, but I want to feel healthy, right? First thing I'm doing is limiting eating out to maybe once a week. I used to always just like go around the corner to Wendy's or Zaxby's and just get like fried chicken, fried fries, tacos, like just Sonic drinks, just everything that's terrible for you as far as like high sugar, high sodium, just high processed foods in general. And I would eat Pop Tarts instead of eating a real like snack or a real meal. And I was like, okay, this is not sustainable at all. And I was like, I gotta make a change. So I went to the grocery store. I replenished my whole refrigerator, my freezer. And some of the meals that I made this week, like instead of eating Lucky Charms for breakfast, I made like avocado toast or eggs and waffles. And then I'm trying to think of the other things I made. I made salmon. I also made this like shrimp bowl thing. It was very tasty. Then one of my daily snacks, like one of my like lunch snacks was like chili with corn tortilla chips. Like we're trying to work on the protein intake, the carbohydrates, all the food groups, okay? Not necessarily just sugar. Like I didn't chef it up in the kitchen as much as I normally do this week, but I will. Today's Saturday. I'm gonna be meal prepping tomorrow, and I plan on making like the meals I already know how to make. So we're gonna get into some things. We're gonna chef it up. Food is going to be my hardest thing to work for during this because I love ice cream. When I have a good day, I reward myself with a sweet treat, you know? And I have to break that habit during this 75-day journey, and I just know it's gonna be hard, but I am up for the challenge. Next thing we're going to get into is my reading my Bible every day. I have shared this in past videos of where I really do struggle with consistency in reading my Bible. It's one of the hardest things for me to do, and I just figured out kind of a life hack to that. I started taking notes on my Bible just as I would in class. So in class, I just like scribble everything out as much as I can on the page and just fill it up. And it's kind of like a mind map of what's going on in my brain. And I started doing the same thing with my Bible, and it's great. I look back on my notes and I actually understand them. I can kind of now I kind of have a bigger, like broader understanding of what I'm reading. It's been working out for me wonderfully. I use resources such as the Bible Project. I also have my New Student Bible, which is the NIV version. And then I also have, this is like my pride and joy Bible, my note taking Bible in the CSB, but this is just where I have like all my margins to write and scribble and just get all my thoughts out on paper. And it's been working out for me really, really wonderfully. If you want to know more about kind of the process of how I go about annotating and studying, I would love to make a video. So just comment and I will definitely make that. I'm currently doing the 31 days of Proverbs. So by the end of the month, I will have read the whole book of Proverbs for the first time. And I am using the More Purpose podcast on YouTube to kind of help me study that book. It's ran by two guys around my age, and they really just like break it down in a way that I understand it. And so I read it, get my own understanding, and then refer to the video and see kind of how they break it down. And it's great. I love it, and it's helping me stay motivated in reading. Next is the reading every day, just a book of choice. I'm focused on physical health and wealth, and I also want to stimulate my mental health. And so I am reading currently the self-care prescription. I actually just finished this before I started filming this video. And this was just a great start to 75 Soft because it talks about enriching every part of your life, and that's all the things: physical, vocational, spiritual, emotional, social, like all the things. So this was a great book to start off with. I have some lineups in my books, but I want to just stimulate my mind more. I don't really read when school is in session because it's just like I already read enough for classes. I don't want to read anymore. But reading reading about things I actually care about and want to learn more about outside of classes has been fun. It's also been helping me with some things I want to learn about for my future career. So I've been kind of connecting some dots between like sports psych and wellness and kind of how those two, sports psych and personal wellness, and how I can combine those two and help the athletes in the consulting space that I want to work in. So I'm connecting some dots here. I'm being a mad genius, if you were to call it. Now, which I'm sure lots of you are interested in, is my workout splits for this wellness retreat. So I will walk you through 4 of the days this week where I went to the gym and had kind of a regimented workout plan. Before I get into that though, I will say this was a challenge for me to come up with because for so many years I was just handed a sheet of like crazy, insanely difficult Olympic lifts and was like, here, do it. And I would just like say, okay. And I'd be beating my body down every day to run faster on the track. And so I never really like thought about what goes into making a plan for exercising in the gym. But I figured out a base that I'll kind of like continue working on and changing as I move forward. So one of the days is my core mobility and cardio day. Well, cardio, mobility, and core day, because I have a lot of kind of lingering issues from my long, drawn out 13-year track career that like aren't going away anytime soon. So I want to make sure that I'm trying to make sure I'm fixing those problems, addressing them, as well as rebuilding that muscle mass that I had before. The main issue that I struggle with is snapping hip syndrome, I think it's called. And it's really not bad at all. It doesn't hurt. It's just very annoying and can be uncomfortable. But snapping hip syndrome is basically like there's 3 types, but the type that I have is I have very tight hip flexors in general, but my iliopsoas muscle is like a rubber band and it gets caught when I'm doing ab workouts. My hip, when my pelvis and my femur are like doing this, my muscles are like getting caught and it just makes this popping noise and it's so loud. And I'm like, I gotta address this because it's been happening for like 6 years, but I had bigger fish to fry when I was running track. But now that is the fish. So for that cardio mobility core day, I would first start off by running a mile on my favorite curved treadmill because I'm trying to get my mile time back down before I really start running for longer amounts of times because like I want to get my respiratory system back in a groove. I don't want to just shock it and just be like cramp and hacking. And I'm just like, let's just slowly get back into this because I love cardio. Then I went into kind of a dynamic stretching, which I didn't film, but I did it. And then after that, I went into kind of, I think it was about 25 to 30 minutes of me just doing exercises for that snapping hip issue that I have. Now, these movements look very easy, but I promise you, I also have an interiorly rotated pelvis, so everything is core work for me when doing this because I'm rotating my pelvis back, engaging my core, and making sure that I'm moving slowly in a way that can stretch out my iliopsoas muscle as much as it can without popping. So that was one of my days. Another day was kind of my leg day, but it was mainly focused on my glutes, hamstrings, hips. I biked for 10 minutes, then I did some banded stuff just to get some muscle activation going. Then I did RDLs, leg press, the hip abduction machine, the glute kickback machine, as well as back extension and calf raises. So we got real active on this day. It's a lot of fun. My legs were literally sore until yesterday. Just love getting back into working out. Another day, the next day was arms and back. That was lat pull downs, neutral grip cable row, isometric bicep curls, and bent over rows. This day was pretty short because like I don't really have that many exercises to do for that, but I got a good pump and my back was tea afterwards. So I'll continue workshopping the arm and back day. Another day was just my full body mobility, which was actually a lot of fun. I thought it would just be painful and hurt, but I actually enjoyed doing it, working different muscle groups at the same time. So with that, I started on the row machine for 10 minutes, and then I did squat press, reverse lunge with bicep curls. Then I did this cute little one-legged deadlift and lateral lunge combo with the kettlebell. Then after that, I did RDLs with the row, and then I did a wall-seated hammer curl. When I tell you that was the hardest workout of the day. Oh my gosh, that was so hard, but my quads got their moment. Then lastly, I did an overhead dumbbell hold with a knee march, some more core activation. And that was my workout splits that are like official on paper. The other days I was just mainly focused on like flexibility stuff, some more cardio, nothing crazy, but I'll keep tailoring those days as I move forward. All right. Now that we're on kind of the workout exercise part of the video, let's go to past Kalia when I filmed the before shots of this whole wellness retreat. I took some measurements and got a good glimpse of the foundation we're working with. So take it away, girl. Okay, we are here doing our before pictures. We're gonna get the profiles. I weighed 134.0 as of 2 days ago. So I'm not gonna lie, we have a very good base to start with. Let us not forget. I mean, I'm blessed to be one of those people who did not really change after collegiate athletics. So we're just gonna build off of what we got going on here. This is kind of 3 days in, so we are a little pumped. But yeah, we only have more to gain. I don't really care about the scale too much, just because like I just want to feel good and look good. So we're gonna just compare and contrast from the beginning to the end. But 134 is our starting number. And then as far as measurements go, this is something I would be interested in seeing. So right now, waist is at like 25 and a half, and hips are 35, and let's measure a quad, a thigh, because why not? Meaty part is about 21 and a half inches. All right, I don't know what I'm going to do with these numbers, but we'll see if they fluctuate or change at all. Take it away, future Kalia. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You look beautiful, and you're going to look even better in February. All right, so now we are moving on to our last point, which is journaling every Saturday. I want to make sure that I'm being very mindful and present in this process. I don't want to just do it and then after it's done be like, okay, woof, like that went by so fast I don't even remember half of it. So I'm taking the journaling as an opportunity to really reflect and kind of process things, and I want to be able to look back on them and be like, oh wow, remember when I was struggling with that, or how much I've improved on eating better, or I drink even more water now, like just all of those things. But to close out the video, I really just want to say that I'm doing 75 soft to kind of get off of autopilot. I want to take back the wheel and steer and press the gas, press the brakes, because I feel like most of my life has been very much just like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. And I never really took the chance to be like, okay, I get to do this or I want to do that. So 75 soft is just a way for me to, like I said, enhance multiple areas of my life because I have the opportunity to do so. This would look different for everyone, but I found a way that works for me. And I've just been praying and asking God to reveal things, to reveal certain things to me throughout this process. And I want to grow my relationship with God through this process, meaning, which is why I added in the read my Bible every day to the rules. And I just am so excited for how this process will change me in the best way possible, spiritually, emotionally, physically, all the things, because I want to look, talk, and act more like God. So this is one of those ways that I'm working towards that direction. If you've done any challenge like this before, drop tips for how you handled it or things that I should be kind of worried about, and just, I don't know, things that I may not be aware of that are going to come in my path and I'm going to be like, and not know how to handle it. But if you've enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like and feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you join our community. We just hit 200 subscribers last week and it's so exciting. I really do have so much appreciation for all of y'all who have hit that subscribe button and have supported me. I really do love YouTube as my creative outlet, so I love that I feel the support from y'all, and I love that you're eager to watch the content that I'm creating. I will see you very soon in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed and stay beautiful.